Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am under the handle BirdBird Sports on Instagram, and I've recently been giving my thoughts and reactions to Arsenal games after the match happened. And what I realize is that there's a lot I want to say, and I don't really have time to say that all in a short 60-second Instagram reel. So I wanted to spend a bit more time talking about the game, hence why I wanted to move to YouTube a bit. So let's get into it. Arsenal just lost. Well, they didn't lose, but they tied to Fulham, which it still felt like a loss. And it was a frustrating game because Fulham just played really well. I think a low block is quite fun to watch when you're the one who's in the low block, when you're stopping a team from scoring, and it's really frustrating because they just can't get through you. I think that's fun to watch. It's a lot more infuriating when you're the team attacking that just cannot break through that block. And I think Fulham had a masterful game plan. Like they had a plan for the game and they performed valiantly, played really well. I think they had literally one shot on target and they scored. There were a few times that they should have gotten more goals even. All they really managed to do was attack on the counter. They largely sat back for most of the game, and yet when they did have that chance to counterattack, even if it only happened a few times in the game, they always looked really threatening every time they did that. And I forget which player it was, but number 18 on Fulham really should have made it 2-1 when he had a counterattacking opportunity. And he was in front of goal. It was a very open goal, and he shot it left of Raya towards the side netting instead of an open goal. And I think we were fairly lucky not to have gone down there. um, so that's my thoughts on Fulham. Now, as for Arsenal, and I already said this was a really frustrating game that we just couldn't break past Fulham. It felt like everything we did, we just couldn't get past them. Thank goodness we have set pieces because we very realistically could have gone through the entire game without scoring a goal, which has been quite a reoccurring issue this season. I think that last game against Newcastle, when we played them this season, it was a very similar story that we just couldn't break past them. They got one goal and then largely sat back for the game, and we couldn't get past them. And people like to criticize low blocks or defensive game plans, but I think they are a valid game plan and can work really well, as proven by teams getting results against us by doing a low/mid block. Uh, it's frustrating. And I thought this year was going to be the year Arsenal finally won the league. I think after last season, it just seemed like there was a bit of destiny going into this season. Like we were destined to win the league, and I'm not sure anymore now. I still think that we're not out of it. I remember a lot of times Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga in their run where they won 11 straight titles. They would start off fairly poor only to get hot at the end. Man City's done that frequently as well. What really matters is your form post January, which is why I think Arsenal could still do something, but it's not looking great right now, and we keep having games like this where we just can't score and don't look that good. I was disappointed in our performance today and think it could have been a lot better. It was really depressing when Saka got that goal at the end, and Saka did everything right, but Martinelli, who delivered the pass, was offsides. And it felt like we had finally gotten that breakthrough. Like, it was 87th minute, 1-1 for most of the second half, and then finally we managed to score a goal, and it didn't matter because it was offsides. And I think after that it was always going to end in a draw, because I think Arsenal, to have that breakthrough and then have it taken away is a tough thing to deal with, and I don't think they had time to get over that. Uh, so yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. I think I don't really have a lot of editing software, so normally I could do this in a few more takes. I think I've had a lot of uhs and repeated things, which I might get better at that as time goes on. I'm very new to this whole YouTube thing. Um, But hey, I am enjoying doing this, and tell me what you think.